on my way to work. Broke the fast at 3 a.m. this morning. So did the full 72 hours. That being said, like with food, bone broth and some macadamia nuts. Felt so good to eat. I can't even tell you. Like the feeling of just gratitude for foods that like typically I'd go to the pantry and just avoid. Like nuts and soup. It's like so basic, but I was so grateful to have it. I'm feeling better today than I did yesterday, that's for sure. And I'm happy to be done with it. I also feel grateful and proud that I did it. I did have Pepto-Bismol at... I did have Pepto-Bismol at like last night at like 11 or 10:30 because one thing I didn't anticipate was some of my like electrolytes had sweeteners, and I guess the sugar substitution affects your stomach. There's one matcha that every time I had it, I knew I had to shit within 10 minutes. So it tasted good, but I think like because my body had no food in it, it just ran right through me. And I feel like it's just way more sensitive to every ingredient. So I think that was one thing that I wasn't anticipating, but I'm getting through that. I definitely feel like I had maybe the keto flu or whatever. But, you know, electrolytes. I think also now it's like, what is my food regimen going to be to stay eating healthy and stay continuing to lose weight? This wasn't really like a big weight loss goal. Obviously, I anticipated a couple pounds being lost, and that's what happened. So I'm happy about that. I ate like overeat last weekend and even a bit throughout the last week, to the point where I just feel like it lined up and it made sense to go for it at this time. So I'm on my way to work right now. Like I said, I feel better. I took another Pepto-Bismol. Oh, well, apparently Pepto would have broken my fast last night, but from the standpoint of not eating food, I guess, I went 72 hours. So that's how I'm qualifying it, but I didn't realize. I fucking had to go to the bathroom so bad. It also sucked when I had to go at work, because it's like, also there's only so many times anyway, I'm not going to go into details, but I feel like I'll have a better day after tomorrow, because technically it's not 24 hours after the fast. Technically I stopped it at 3 a.m. So we're about to hit 12 hours after the fast. So yeah, like I said, I feel better. I think already there's a few takeaways. One being, I used to pack a bunch of snacks for work and make sure I ate before work, and I would be so hungry after work. And I think there's these habits and normalized approaches to food that kind of are bullshit. It's not that they're bullshit, but you kind of put them to the test when you don't eat for 72 hours. And so it just, when the goal is to lose weight and eat less calories than I'm burning a day, stay in a caloric deficit, if that's my daily goal, I feel like it's easier to do that now. Because, let's say I have a big breakfast, I can fast for the rest of the day. And I know I can do that. Or, you know, I can fast in the morning and have a larger meal towards the latter end of the day. And I know I can do that. And so I think like that is really cool. I think before, yeah, and you can become, you know, I think there's always like anything other than normal is considered extreme. And like, I don't want to be normal if normal is overweight, you know, in debt. Like, I don't want to be normal by definition. And so that's why I'm super open to alternative ways of approaching health and wellness and fitness and whatever it is. And we're all trying to do our best and figure it out. But I think also, like, you know, Jesse Itzler talks about Misogi or year-defining event. And I think, like, granted, I did do the LA Marathon this year, and I think that is definitely a defining event for the year. You know, like the year I did LAMP was a year-defining event. Although I also did the marathon that year. But I think like maybe a marathon is for someone who's never done it. I think like sometimes a year-defining event is something you've never done. Writing a book, starting a podcast, like doing something new. And I guess technically this is the first year I'm putting out a song a month consistently. But I've never done a 3-day fast before. So I'm proud of myself from that standpoint of like doing something I've never done. I'm also happy with my new perspective on just like my ability to fast. You know, if you fasted for 72 hours and you have a fat breakfast and you eat 1,800 calories, like, yeah, maybe you have like a little snack later on, but maybe you don't need to eat for the rest of the day. And like just thinking about it like that, or, you know, if you have a really big lunch or really big dinner, you know, like maybe take it easy in the morning, fast for breakfast, like, so, you know, maybe something light, like, and it's all an experiment. I think that's part of it too, is like, I don't know, you know, it's why I was vegan for 7 years. Like, I truly want to know what the healthiest thing for me and my body is. And I also want to enjoy myself, and there's a balance there. And I think that, like, understanding, you know, forever I heard, like, you know, 6-packs are built in the kitchen. And it's like, yeah, you hear calories in, calories out. It's the same with like debt, you know, it's like we spend more money than we have. We eat more calories than we burn. And that's why everyone's overweight and in debt. And it's like, you can't do what everyone else is doing. You gotta be on your shit and play your own game. And it's easier said than done. Believe me. I've been both overweight and in debt. And technically, I am in that position right now. Like, if I were to weigh myself technically for my height and age and all that, I guess I'm technically overweight. And I do have debts I'm paying off. So, like, you know, I got myself into that position by eating more calories than I was burning and spending more money than I had. And I think, like, yeah, like, sometimes, you know, it's like you got to bet on yourself, and it takes money to make money, and like scare money don't make no money. Like, yeah, but also like, are we splurging? And you know, like it's something that I want to get better at, and I feel like no one really taught me. And you know, similarly with food, like, are we eating for health and for sustenance? Are you looking at food as medicine and fuel? Or is it just a dopamine or a stress response or a reaction? Are we reactively just eating because there's food there? I ain't got it all figured out, but it's just like some thoughts that I have, I guess, day of or day after the fast. I want to get back in the gym tomorrow. I've been getting 10,000 steps every day, so that's good, just with work and such. So, yeah, and then I might get a 6-ounce fillet today at work. Just keep it light, simple. And yeah, I think like the two things that were the hardest were the fatigue. Like I felt drunk at times and just like very low energy. And I'm sure that's my body just like conserving, because you don't know, there's moments at work where you have 5 tables and you have 7 things to do, and it's like you're in the flow and it's as if shit's normal, on a 2.5 day fast, and I'm operating as if it's a regular day. And I think that's where your body kicks in that extra reserve, at least for me. But I think that like my default, my mind and my body was keeping me in a place of like, let's conserve this energy that we have unless needed, so, but I mean, it goes to show like we have more in the tank. It's just, I think also like you can deplete that, I guess, technically. Just pass out or whatever, I don't know. I watched like 15 videos on YouTube as my training prep education. So what I do differently is like cut the fucking sugar free flavor. I cut that matcha shit. I just do straight matcha. I just do straight tea. I just do straight black coffee, straight electrolytes, maybe some lemon water, because that was nice, very flavorful, like added a lot of flavor and electrolytes and whatever. But other than that, just keep it fucking simple, and then I feel like I did good with breaking the fast on the bone broth and macadamia nuts. And then this morning I had an avocado, I had a hard-boiled egg, I had a turkey stick, and I had a Chobani protein smoothie. So now it's just transitioning back into like eating again today, and then 24 hours after. I went to a movie last night after work, and I was fucking craving popcorn. I was so hungry. I was watching all these fucking how to make food videos on Instagram and shit. It's like watching porn. Like, it's like watching porn when you're horny. It was me watching these fucking cooking videos. Anyway. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and ChatGPT said like wait 24 hours. After 24 hours you can consume carbs again, but don't break your fast with popcorn. So I was gonna cave a little early, and anyway, yeah, I think it's just discipline, and I feel like I have more discipline now to navigate my fast better, and like my day-to-day eating better, which is like crucial. So that's a major takeaway. Hopefully I get some of the benefits of ketosis. Hopefully I get some of the benefits of, because technically I should still be in ketosis. It's not like I had a bunch of carbs. Hopefully I get some of the benefits of this stem cell generation, cell repair, and all the other benefits that some of these videos said happen. It's hard for me to like directly say this or that happened. I'm not doing any tests or blood tests or anything, so it's really just based on how I feel. And I do feel like slowly and surely my strength's coming back. And like I said, like I went to work the last 2 days, like it was manageable. I do also think like instead of running a marathon right away, like maybe start with a 5K and then do a half marathon. I think similarly, do a week or a month of intermittent fasting for 10 to 12 hours and then do, a day fast, and like I feel like ease into a 3-day fast I think my body probably wasn't prepared for that either, and that probably added to the increased fatigue. So, but other than that, I'm very happy with how it went. And I have the tracking, the what's called tracking app, the fast tracking app. So I might just track like 8 hours of intermittent fasting, to 8 to 16 hours depending. So then that would be like, yeah, depending on what I eat, and then you cut off after 8 hours. So it just depends. We'll see. It's definitely a tool, and I think like I felt very calm throughout it. Felt very calm, and that was nice as well. Like, it's kind of like the runner's high. Is maybe what I would attribute it to, but that's different because I feel like that's more flow, and this was less that. But I feel like I felt best on day 2, and I feel like I felt worse on day 3. Yeah. So that's my results from the fast. Oh, also my ending weight. I'm not going to show my physique because I'm on my way to work, dressed up. But my ending results, 186. I believe I was 193 on Monday. So, yeah, it's 6-7 pounds. Which kind of makes sense because I was exercising on top of, I was doing 10,000 steps on top of fasting, not eating any calories. So, but these next 6 pounds to get to like 180 will be from calorie reduction. I want to continue eating and maintaining that and using it, seeing it as fuel. I just think we're so inundated with bad shit. Like, it's just the truth. It's so normalized. Like, I see all these recipes online, and it's like healthier or high protein, low calorie, low carb, or whatever versions of like delicious foods. And like, that's what I was watching yesterday. They look so fucking good. I think that's part of the issue, is like there's just so much abundance of, oh, you're stressed, eat. There's so much abundance of food and distraction, whether it's social media or porn or, food or the news. It's just like there's so much energy. There's just so much. And it's not all good for us. And it's hard to have that discipline throughout the day, dealing with our own shit of bills and, whatever we are all dealing with, to navigate saying no to things. And so, yeah, man, it's hard. Like, I feel like I think it was a cool reset discipline-wise, but obviously, like, creating your own balance is key. That's what balance is what you create your own balance, I feel like it's really easy for people to judge other people on what their balance is, but whatever works for you. So, that's it. Got a new song coming out soon. I gotta figure out that whole thing. I might just mix that one myself, bro. We'll see. Gotta figure it out. Also with the content, I feel like I took a few days off thinking about this, thinking about music and next steps. No, because 1, I didn't have much energy to, and 2, I just did. So I'm happy to kind of come back to it and look at it through now that this is done. I kind of want to, my main thing kind of over the last 3 days was the fast. So obviously I had certain things that I had to do and wanted to do, and probably should have made a beat throughout those days, and like probably should have done more. But for my first fast, I'm happy that I got it done. You know, I'm sure I'll do it again at some point. Push the envelope. All right. Peace.